This person asks, was my dad religious? You said you are not. No, I am not religious. I do not believe in an afterlife. I don't believe in a heaven, a hell, a God, a devil, a soul. None of that. I guess you would most accurately describe me as an agnostic atheist in that I am 99.9999999% sure that none of it is real, but because there is a lack of proof, I cannot prove that it's real. So I'm an agnostic atheist, but I'm an atheist. Having said that, was my father religious? No. So I didn't grow up in a religious house. My father comes from, it's a combination of religions in southern Indiana. A lot of born again, Bible thumpers, drive the white bus around in the summer to tent revival type shit. Born again, some Baptists, whatever the mixture is down there in southern Indiana. And then my mom was Catholic. I mean, her father was born in Sicily. Italian Catholics, right? Kneel, stand, kneel, stand, kneel, stand. Give it one of these. Put the ashes on your head. You don't eat fucking meat on Fridays. All of that shit. Neither one of my parents were really practicing. We went to church like on Easter and maybe Christmas every now and again when somebody got married or when somebody got baptized, right? And my mom would tell you that she believed, and then my dad would tell you, and who knows if this is true or not, but my dad would tell you that he was kicked out of Sunday school for asking who created God. We were all created by God, and then Dad supposedly said, "And who created God?" And then they kicked him out of Sunday school. I don't know. He always referred to when he got married to his third wife, my stepmother Josephine, who is more like a mom to me than anybody that's ever existed, with the exception of my mother-in-law. She was hardcore Catholic, and she liked to go to church. And my old man used to say, "Oh, you're going to go see the fish eaters." He wasn't religious. My mom was a believer, but is what it is. So then this video is going to naturally lead to some more questions. Let me see if I can preemptively answer some of the questions that might arise as a result of this video. Is my wife religious? No. She's a believer, but she's not religious, if that makes sense. My wife believes in a God, a soul, an afterlife, a heaven. Doesn't believe in a devil or a hell. Believes that if you do good, you're going to go to heaven. We're all going to be together at some point in time. And she just tries to live her life as best as humanly possible. At one point in time, she was active in the church. She hasn't been for quite some time. She believes. She's a believer. I'm not. Does she ever go to church now? No. Will that change in the future? Maybe. You never know. One thing, going back to my dad and whatnot, is one thing that you'll find is as people age, they begin to question some things. And sometimes you're a believer and very religious, and you begin to question all of that's validity. And sometimes you're a non-believer, and you begin to wonder, should I cover my bases? I'm getting close to the end here. Do I do I maybe throw a couple of Hail Marys up just in case it's real? And I don't think that my dad ever believed that there was actually a God, based on the conversations that I had with him. But there was a part of my father that, after my stepmother died, really wishes he was going to get to see her again in some kind of afterlife. I don't believe he ever thought he was going to, but there was a part of him that was hopeful. He was lost without her. Lost. And I'm going to tell you flat out, I would be lost without my wife too. Our financial situation has shifted to the point where she's no longer the breadwinner. I'm earning all of the money. So I wouldn't be lost from a financial standpoint. I would just be lost in life. And there is a part of me, there is no part of me that believes that God is real. There is no part of me that believes that we have a soul, and there is no part of me that believes that there is an afterlife, that there is a heaven that we're all going to be together in. But there is a part of me that sure as fuck hopes that it's true. Because I know I have less time in front of me than I do behind me. Which means I have a finite amount of time with the people that I love. As an atheist, I believe that when I die, it's lights out, it's over. Your consciousness ceases to exist. The energy, the borrowed energy that makes up your body returns to the earth that it came from, and you just cease consciousness. And there's a part of me that is aggravated as fuck that I'm not going to have more time. I've got kids, I've got grandkids. I may very well live to see a great grandkid in my lifetime. And I have my wife. And I don't want to be without any of these people. And my dad was really lost those last 4 years without Joe around. He was really lost. And I fear that that's the way I would be if Renee went first. I fear that's the way Renee would be if I went first. So you get to a certain point in your life, you get to a certain age in your life, and you're like, I don't believe this, but man, that would be nice if that became a reality. If I got to be with my loved ones forever. If I got to see my old man again. So I understand my father's lostness that those last 4 years. He and Joe, as old people tend to do, made each other their lives. And then when that portion of your life is taken from you, sorry for the emotion, we just lost a friend yesterday. It's a friend that we were close with, and then just time and life and distance we drifted apart, and there was never a falling out. We just hadn't spoken for a while, and he was a year younger than me. He leaves behind 3 kids and a wife, and that sucks. So no, this long-winded answer. I'm sorry that we're over 8 minutes here. My dad was not religious. There was a part of him that really wanted to be with his wife again. And I would really like to be able to believe that I'm going to be able to sit down and have Sunday dinner with my father and my stepmother and my wife and my kids like I used to be able to do back in the day. I just don't believe